Inshallah, today we're going to start a Qaidah series, and I'm going to give you some tips of how to study this Qaidah with us. This is Ahsan Al Qawaid. Coming up, roll the intro. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to HealMyTajweed, helping you read. So this should be lesson 1, but in case the video is a bit long, I'm going to make this into 2 parts. So this might be the introduction to how to study the whole Qaidah. But after this, definitely it's going to be lesson 1, 2, 3 until all the way down to lesson 31, inshallah. So before we continue, please remember to subscribe, to give us a like and a comment. So the subscription will allow you to be notified of future videos, inshallah. Now, I've just done a video recently called Orientation for new students. Please check it out. It's got a lot of information if you want to join us as a new student, or you can also refer this to other people who may consider joining us. Okay, so this series is going to be about the Qaidah, and we're using Ahsan Al Qawaid. You can use any of the Qaidah you want really to learn Tajweed. It doesn't really matter because, mashallah, most of the books are okay. It's about how you learn, and it's about how the teacher is explaining to you. Okay, you could even just use paper and pen, and you don't actually need resources sometimes. But we're going to stick with this because most people in our locality use this Qaidah already. But do remember, we have a second Qaidah to go through, which is closer to the Uthmani script, inshallah. Okay, so you should be able to procure yourself one of these. There are links below in the description if you want to know where to get them. But I've also put a free PDF copy. I'm waiting for approval from Azhar Academy. They haven't gone back to me yet, but inshallah it should be fine. In case there's any issue, we will try to find a different alternative to use, but there's a copy on my website. If you go to healmytajweed.com/resources, you'll find a copy of Ahsan Al Qawaid for your benefit and for your ease to use electronically. But this costs about, I think, £150, £2 in Azhar Academy, so please consider buying it, inshallah. There are 2 prerequisites if you want to study Qaidah with us right now. I have done 2 videos on articulation points of the letters, Makhaarij, so general and specific. That lesson for new students, we've already put them on our Google Classroom, and for you viewers at home, you can watch these videos online on our channel. We'll put the link below. You must know where each letter comes from before you attempt to learn this Qaidah with us. This is our method. Of course, there are people who can learn straight from this, but I would advise to know the Makhaarij of each letter, okay? Because it will help. We will always come back to it. It will help in terms of correcting and pronouncing, inshallah. So this is going to be an introduction to how you should study the Qaidah. Of course, there are many ways to study the Qaidah, but it depends on the teacher and the student. But we're trying to create like a system so that anyone who does come in, they are able to follow the system, and this is going to create continuity and consistency, inshallah, and some sort of standard practice. So first, I'm going to go through some of the techniques and tips that you're going to need to apply for the whole of the Qaidah to be able to properly learn them, inshallah. And also do remember, if there are any mistakes, please get in touch with myself and I will rectify. We are all students, and we're just here to try and help you on this platform to study together, inshallah. Okay? Right, so let's start the lesson. Now, for those who are brand new students or very young students, I would advise you can start on page 1, all right? But for the more mature students, you can start on page 2. They're exactly the same letters, except page 1 has the transliteration of the English above. What you should avoid doing is don't make the young child or the young student focus on looking at the English transliteration only, okay? You can use it first time, but make sure that the next time that you're teaching and that they are reciting from, they're actually looking at the Arabic letter. So please get their finger below the Arabic alphabet and make sure they don't cover the actual letter, the Arabic letter. I've seen this many times, that children are covering the letter and they're only reading the English, for example, alif, A-L-I-F. So that's not a good thing. Now, you could potentially skip page 1 if you're confident that the student will be okay, they're mature enough. Skip page 1 and go straight to page 2. Page 2 hasn't got the English transliteration. But if you feel the student could also be parroting and just looking at the English transliteration only, then don't do page 1, okay? For our purpose today, I would advise we're going to skip page 1, and inshallah it should be fine. So you go straight to page 2. Okay, now A few points before you consider teaching and learning from the Qaidah, at least with us, our method is this. You must teach line 1 in full, okay? And even if there's one single mistake, this is my approach, do not move to line 2. You stay on line 1, you do it until it is perfect. And once you do line 2, now before you move to line 3, you must do line 1 and line 2 together. And when that's perfect, then move to line 3. And this is called the cumulative approach. You must not do one line and then move to the next line without adding as you go along. This is also a technique for hifz. So inshallah, please do remember that, okay? Now, the crucial way that we teach and we insist that students are tested is to do the 3-step method, which is forwards, backwards, and spot test. Now, forwards is from alif to jim. Then once this is perfect, you do backwards, which means jim to alif. And there's one more, and this is the most crucial. Now you do a random spot checking. So you could do, for example, alif, jim, and then ba, tha, and then ta, or whatever order you choose, as long as it's random and the student does not know which order you're going to test from. This is crucial to avoid people doing what's called parroting. They will hear sounds and they will just keep repeating the same sound. I have literally had students do this to me. Alif, ba, ta, jim, tha, and then I go to another line here, for example, different page, they will say alif, ba, ta, jim, tha. Okay, this is really bad. So they're not looking at the letter to recite, and this is a big problem. So make sure you do the 3-step method: forwards, backwards, and spot test. And that goes the same for the whole Qaidah. If you, for the whole page and the whole Qaidah, if you've done from alif to ya, do from ya to alif, second step, and the third step, mix and match. But make sure you cover every single letter, okay, inshallah. Now there's one additional thing that you can do if you want to learn Tajweed a lot more efficiently and a lot more faster, and that is to write out the letters. So basically Arabic writing, I highly recommend. You can use an electronic platform like, a digital pen or whatever, kind of writing tablet you have, but I would recommend the traditional pen and paper as well, whether it's plain paper or an exercise book, whatever it is. Do not underestimate the traditional pen writing on a piece of paper. There is something magical happens with the connection from the actual movement of your hands and your brain. You will learn much more efficiently and faster, inshallah. Now, in terms of what kind of syllabus should you follow, it doesn't really matter. Any writing Arabic book will do. You can use something like this if you want. This is the Gateway to Arabic, book 1. Okay, this is the starter book. I believe there's an extended version as well. The advantage would be probably this is actually close to the manuscript, so the children will also, or adults will also learn to recognize the manuscript early on. And the advantage also here, this is a book, an exercise book combined, so the theory and also you can write in there. And there are Arabic terminologies and Arabic words and vocabulary, it will build up gradually. So it's not a bad idea. Of course, it doesn't follow the syllabus of Ahsan Al Qawaid per se, but it is a good complement. I would recommend it. There is a copy on our website, again, HealMyTajweed.com/resources. You can use that. But I would recommend you try and get your own book or copybook or exercise book. And again, whatever you feel is appropriate to use, inshallah. We're not going to teach it as a module on its own just yet, but I would recommend everyone to start writing out the letters and spelling them out as you go through the Ahsan Al Qawaid, inshallah. This you can find again at Azhar Academy or online from Amazon, eBay, whatever. By the way, this is not a sponsored video. I don't have an affiliation with them. Just one page you can buy from. You can buy from any other bookshop that you prefer. I believe it costs £4.50. Yep. £4.50. Okay, so alhamdulillah, this is the end of today's lesson. So inshallah, next we're going to continue with our Qaidah series. There will be a playlist link in the description below, or I'm going to put it above, inshallah. So as always, do remember, if there's any mistake from today, is from myself and from shaitan, but if there's any goodness, it is from Allah. If you do have any mistakes that you've spotted, please do get in touch with us and we'll rectify, inshallah. Also, do remember, I still need help. I'm looking for teachers, qualified teachers to join our madrasa, both local and in the future online. Also, I need help in terms of content creation or coming and supporting us through donation financially. We do have a lot of costs involved with the website, the gear for the recording equipment, for the YouTube and for the madrasa as well, and for all the various projects we're doing to bring new tajweed, inshallah, for free. So there's a link below for a donation onto PayPal, which is paypal.me/HealMyTajweed. Anything you donate will be considered sadaqah jariyah, inshallah, as long as people benefit from it. So jazakallahu khairan for staying till now. Do check out my previous videos and also get in touch with myself on our various platforms if you have any questions or comments or you want to do some future projects together. As always, this was a pleasure. This was Ashiq from HealMyTajweed helping you read. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.